Hey, so today's short practice is on cultivating energy and getting grounded. It's about half an hour, 2 blocks, yoga strap, and a blanket. Let's get started. To begin today's class, we're going to start in tabletop position. So you can use a blanket under your knees. I like to do that because it, life is hard enough. Blanket under the knees feels pretty darn good. So go ahead and separate your finger bones, and your knees are about hip width distance. And then you're going to just begin that process of inhaling and lengthening the sternum forward at the same time you're drawing the tailbone up and back. So you get a gorgeous stretch for the front line of the body. And then as you exhale, you're going to round the spine and move your hips back. So you really create a nice rounding there that helps separate the muscles that are connected to the spine so that they're not gripping. And come forward again, inhale, lifting, and then exhale, round the spine, but give it a little emphasis and move your hips towards your heels, but don't let your fingers move. So you get a little leverage point. We'll go forward again, bend elbows. This time really send the chest past the arms. So if it's too much pressure on the wrist to do that, you don't have to. But if it feels okay, go for it. And then as you exhale, you're going to round the spine, this time pulling yourself into child's pose. Keep your hands glued if possible. Drawing the head down either to the floor or to a block. And just let yourself breathe. One full breath. And exhale it out. Inhale, come forward into the cow variation, peeling the heart forward, and this time pull forward so much, move your knees back that we're coming all the way down to the floor for Sphinx Pose. So your hands, belly of the forearms are on the floor. Again, finger bones are spread wide. You can point your big toes straight back. Now engage the glutes and then drop the pinky toes down a little further. So you're leaning forward with the chest opening through the clavicle. You can stay here or roll over the toes. And as long as that doesn't create any pressure in the low back, if it does, then you want to keep the tops of the feet on the floor. But if you feel like your calves are a little tight, you want to roll over your toes, press back through the balls of the feet. Reach forward for a moment. Your knees would be off the floor in that case. And then go ahead and resettle the toes straight down. Opening through the chest for 3. Feel how the chest is pulling forward. 2. Relaxing and releasing the sides of the neck. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, hands down alongside you, and you're going to peel yourself up back into your tabletop position, just for a couple breaths. And then roll over your toes, get your core engaged, and you'll lift your knees off of the floor just for a couple breaths here. And you can feel that engages your core, and then go ahead and settle them back down. Drop the tops of the feet down. So we're going to do that again as we pull back into downward facing dog. You can notice that when you engage your core and you do that movement back, you really are using the resources at your disposal to help yourself get to where you need to be. So as you're ready, knees come off the floor, breathe. Keep the core engaged, breathe, go super slow, breathe. And then moving right into downward dog. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. So you could, if downward dog with your hands on the floor not your thing, you can do this against the wall and allow your body to receive the awesomeness of that experience as well. 3 more here, spinning triceps towards the floor and towards your heels. Inhale, exhale, breath in, breath out, last full breath, inhale, and exhale. Now we're going to drop that left knee to the floor, take the right foot forward. So you're coming into a low lunge. You can put blocks underneath your hands if that feels good, or You could come on up and reach both arms up to the ceiling. So that's going to be obviously a little more intense, right? You've got a little cardiac output there. Reaching fingertips upward. Draw the pelvis down and slightly forward. So, and you want to maintain that beautiful angle of that left hip flexor. The left thigh is at an angle, so you can open up through that left hip flexor and breathe for 3. Stay with you now. Keep elevating the chest. 2. Last one here. Inhale and exhale. Both hands are down. You're going to step back to a high plank and press it back to downward dog. If you can leave the blanket on the mat, that feels good. We're just going to swap sides. So right knee is down, left foot is forward. You can again be on tented fingers or blocks with the hands, or a little more intense, just lifting up through the arms. And you can feel that when you actively activate the torso and lift arms up, what you essentially are doing is increasing the aerobic output here. And you're also increasing the intensity of the stretch through that right hip flexor. So 3 more big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in, lift up. Breath out. Here you go. Last full breath. Inhale, reach. And exhale, high plank. Step it back however you can. And you can drop knees or move the blanket off of the mat for a low plank. Elbows are in. Upward facing dog. Breath in, inhale. And roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Long breath, let it out. So we're gonna step that right foot forward. Come on up into a crescent lunge. I'm gonna spin so I can see ya. Right arm, the arms lift up, you're on the ball of the back foot. So this is a nice way to stretch the calf as well as the fascia of your back foot. And you want to maintain arms reaching upward. Breathe, big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can widen the space that your toes are taking up. So that's for the hips actually, because the fascia of, for example, the pinky toe connects to the fascia of the external hip, the lateral hip. So open the toes, spread them out, take 3 more breaths, spin your pinky fingers towards one another. And 2, here we go. Last one, inhale. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Drop your back heel flat, and let's come into a warrior 2. So you're gonna land in warrior 2. You're gonna reach fingertips away from one another. You're gonna reach toe tips away from one another. And then we're gonna make this a little more dynamic. So you can keep your arms out, or you can inhale, both arms up to the ceiling, reach up. Exhale, come back into warrior 2. Classic gaze is right over the right fingertips. Inhale, then the chin turns to sternum as both legs straighten, both arms straighten overhead. And then exhale, warrior 2, turn your head to the right. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, land. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, land. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale, land into it just for 5. That's it. Feeling the stretch to the inner right thigh. 4, reaching fingertips away. Maybe you get a stretch on the top of the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and take that right forearm on top of the right thigh. So what we're coming into is Parsva. You can stay there. You can drop hand to ankle, floor, or block inside the right foot, maybe outside. And then with the left arm, it's up and over we go. And breathe. You're really opening up all the left side. So feel for that. Let yourself be here for your pose for 5. Spinning, lifting, 4. 3. Press back with the left thigh. 2. And 1. Inhale. And exhale, let's come on up to standing. And from here, you're gonna bring your feet together, heels turn in, coming right into your goddess pose. So your hands can stay on the thighs. You can breathe, open through the chest. And we're gonna do Bhastrika variation. So your hands can stay on thighs or on your abdomen. You'll inhale through your nose. And then it's short bursts of exhale through the mouth. You're trying not to take a full inhale in here, though you will have little bits of air coming in through the nose. That's totally fine and expected, but try not to do a big inhale in, okay, for this particular variation of pranayama. Now, I'm holding you in goddess pose. This is work for the thighs. This is work for the glutes. Pull up through the perineum, drop the tailbone, engage the core. If it's too much, especially with the specialized breathing, just straighten out your legs. And then if you feel like it, join it back, or at least see if you can really key into what your body needs. And it's a challenge, but let's work with it together. Okay, here we go. Ready? We're gonna do Bhastrika for about 1 minute. Inhale, and then pump the breath out. Here we go. So your abdomen is pumping. Relax with it. Eyes can stay open, please. Relax the shoulders. You got this. Keep going. Getting stagnant, stale energy out. Working on thighs. Can you feel it? Mine are on fire. Let's go. Keep breathing. You got this. Last 10. Slow, soft inhale through the nose. Straighten the legs out. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Notice how your heart's beating probably rapidly, so that it was a way to get aerobic output, but we're not having to move the joints at all. So it's very powerful what we did. Opening up through the quadriceps, they're working. So now we're gonna turn to the left side, and you've got the left toes facing forward. You're on the ball of the right foot, and reach both arms up to the ceiling and breathe here. So you're just allowing your day to have this moment of conscious attention to your body. Press through the ball of the right foot. We're not getting anywhere, we're actually being here. So, you know, it's not that esoteric, but what we're working on is really powerful. Take one more full breath, inhale, and then exhale, hands to heart. You're gonna drop that back foot, come into the warrior two. Breathing and reaching fingertips away from one another. And then let your body settle into this pose, this breath. And then we're going to straighten out both legs, both arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, land, warrior two, looking over your left palm. Left hand, inhale, reach, sternum comes to, the chin lines up with sternum, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, both arms straight, both legs straight, lengthen. Exhale, land. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Good, and exhale it out, and we'll turn it right into Parsva. So you're coming into the left palm, facing up towards the ceiling, right arms up and over, and then spinning the right ribs up towards the ceiling and slightly behind you. At the same time, you know, that action we're doing of letting the toes expand, taking up space, landing into our bodies so that we can remove some of the mental chatter we all get and land more deeply in a frequency that's more trustworthy, that of our bones, you know, that connection to the ancient part of us, the eternal part of us. Keep reaching. Lengthening, opening the right side. 5. Good, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up to standing, and we're just gonna come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So you can do this up against the wall. so the head stays in line like this. So it's like almost like a wide-legged downward dog against the wall. Or you can stay on the mat with toes turning inward, interlace your hands behind you, open the chest, bend the knees, and then pitch yourself forward and down. So letting it in, the beauty of this moment, the challenge of this moment, all of it. As Rilke says, let it all in, the beauty and the terror, no feeling is final. So, such a valuable perspective. Let's move fingertips forward over the head a little bit more if you're in Prasarita Padottanasana variation C. If you are on the wall with your Prasarita Padottanasana, just make sure that your heels are slightly out to the sides and toes are slightly in. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, really good. Bend your knees, and now we're just gonna pivot. Come to a high plank, a low plank. Lift the heart, inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here. And a long breath out. Let's take that right foot forward again. Crescent lunge one more time. Inhale, arms up, hands to the heart, and we're gonna draw that left elbow past the right thigh. Opening and spinning to the right, allowing your body to move into this powerful twist, lengthening not only the right ribs to the ceiling, but the left ribs forward, and breathe. Two more breaths. And then hands are down. We're going to turn this right into your pigeon pose on the right side. You could do pigeon on your back if you prefer that. If your right knee is lining up with the right wrist, and then you can drop yourself closer to the earth if it feels okay to stretch open through the piriformis on the right side. And let's take 5 more big breaths, really settling into the pose, allowing your body to receive the therapeutic of this. There are therapeutic elements of each pose. This one is of letting go and releasing, and also working with discomfort and challenges. So we work with it how? Breath by breath. Last one here, inhale. And exhale, come on up. We're gonna roll it over, downward facing dog. You can make it a 3-legged dog just for a moment, lifting that right knee up. And then both feet are down. Inhale here. And as you exhale, we're gonna step the left foot forward. Come on up into crescent lunge. So you're using your core, reaching arms upward, lengthen. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Get tall, and then keep that gorgeous length as you come into your twist. So you can have hands in Anjali Mudra, you can have the fist over an open hand, or you can drop your hands down to the floor. Any variation that suits you is the one to pick, and it might change day by day, and part of our journey is listening. What does your body need today? How can you honor it? What does your mind need? Sometimes the answers are surprising. Sometimes it's like rest or gentleness or walking in nature, calling an old friend, whatever. So listening. 3 more big breaths. Spinning those left ribs up to the ceiling. And 2. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale, really good. Both hands down. We're going to turn it into a pigeon on this side. So left knee lines up with the left wrist. Right leg goes long behind you. You can stay up. You can come down to what feels right for you. And then relax through the tops of the shoulders. Breathing in and feeling like looking for the release, looking for that natural, organic wish to just sigh or, allow your body to let go. We do a lot of holding in our lives, a lot of holding it together. You know what I mean? So let yourself relax here. 3 more big breaths. And then lift yourself back up. 3-legged dog, you're gonna roll over your right toes, lifting that left leg up and open. Full breath in, lift the knee higher. And exhale, both legs are down. Downward facing dog, full breath, inhale. Exhale, shoulders over your wrists. Lower down, low plank, lift the heart. Inhale, up. And exhale, downward facing dog, full breath here. Long breath out, drop the knees down, and we're going to tip to one side. So lay onto your left side, place your left hand underneath your head, take hold of the right ankle or shin, and draw the leg back behind you. So we're opening through the quad. It was a short practice, but fairly quad heavy. So we want to really release into it. Drop tailbone and lengthen your ribs, your left ribs away from your hip. And then lengthen that right shoulder, open the right shoulder, so you're externally rotating it behind you. 2 more breaths. And then you can lie onto your back, extend that right leg across your body, so you're looking at your right toes. Right toes line up with the belly button. If your left hand doesn't quite reach the right foot, use a yoga strap. It's a spinal twist here, you guys. So turn your head to the right. Drop the right shoulder blade down. Press into the right heel. So it's moving away from you, and then drop that right hip slightly down towards the bottom of the mat. 3 more breaths. Spinning right ribs to the right. Last big breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Right knee into the chest. Lie onto your back for a moment. Just settle the hips. Take a big breath in. Gratitude for this moment in the middle of the stream. Exhale. Sometimes we wait for the end, to feel grateful. Do it right in the middle of it. All right, we're swapping sides, you guys. Lie onto your right side, place your right hand underneath your head, bend that left knee, and draw the leg behind you. Open the chest. Flex the left toes. Lengthening the right. The right side of your ribs moves towards the right armpit, right elbow. Yeah. And then the left heel kind of pulls back. So you get this nice stretch of the quadricep there. 2 more breaths. Be there to let go. Be there to feel that moment of appreciation, and then go ahead and extend the left leg out in front of you. Bend the right elbow and take hold of the left foot or ankle with your hand or with the yoga strap, and then the left arm is out to the side. Head spins to the left. So you'll feel this as a lateral hamstring stretch. You're getting that in the outer seam of the left leg. And breathe here. Pressing the left heel away. And then bend into that left knee. Lie back down onto your back. Knees are bent. Drop the pelvis down. Interlace your hands at the back of your head and just lengthen your head upwards towards the wall behind you. Arms can come down alongside. You can take this Shavasana with a blanket under your head, or a blanket under your knees. Or you can go au natural without any of that, just with your own bones. So just feel what your body needs today and honor that, offer that. And rest. Shavasana. And then bend your knees if they're not already. Tip over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. And come to a comfortable seated position. Hand over heart. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.